Hello everybody and welcome back. Have you ever wanted to randomly select a student from your class to answer a question or give a presentation? Or have you ever needed to break your class into teams in order to work on a project? Or maybe you just needed to generate a yes/no answer or generate a number between two values? Well, there are many tools on the internet that can help you do that type of randomization, but there's one tool that I use that's really visually appealing. You can share it with your classroom, either remotely by sharing your screen or within the classroom itself. And that tool is called Picker Wheel. So the website is www.pickerwheel.com. And when you go in, you'll notice that the first thing you'll see is a picker wheel. So if I go into the menu up here, I can go into tools. There's actually 4 random tools that they give us. There's the picker wheel, you can put in any number of inputs and then randomly select one of those inputs. There's the team picker wheel, where you can put in all of your class list and then divide your students into teams. There's a yes, no, maybe picker wheel, where you can generate a yes, no answer or a yes, no, maybe answer. And then there's a numerical picker wheel, where you can put in a number from 1 to 100, any number in between, and it'll randomly pick those numbers. So let's go into the picker wheel itself. So let's say I have something where I'm deciding, let's say I want to say to the students, let's do an activity. And we can either do some reading time, or if we want, we can do a game, or we can go in and we can go and do a writing exercise. So I want to decide, what should we do next in class? And I've just made this one simple. I've just put in 3 choices. I can spin. So for the next half hour, everyone, let's take a little bit of time and do some reading. So we'll do some reading. So it kind of adds a little bit of variety and fun into your classroom. Of course, if you put in your student names in here, let's say Bob. I spelt it backwards, but that's okay. And then we'll put in Sally. And I'm just going to make a very small class of just maybe 6 students. Obviously, you could put in all of your students in here. I'm just putting in different names, and I can just type them in as I go in. I'll put in, I'm going to put in short names. Okay, so I've just put in a few different students in there. I think I've got 6 or 7 in there. And if I spin it and I say, okay, so for the next presentation, we'll have Bob come up and give a presentation. And then that kind of makes things kind of fun for the class. Everybody's on their toes. If I'm doing something where I'm asking questions in class, that gets everybody to pay attention, because they don't know if they're going to be the one that's on the picker wheel going to have to respond back to it. One of the areas that I really use this a lot for is teams. And what I'll do is I'll go into my team picker wheel, and now here I may have a class list. So what I'm going to do is add a list, and I'm going to go in and I just have my class list here in Notepad. So I have a little bit more of a typical class in here. So I'll copy my class list and I'll just paste them in here one at a time, one student per line. And then I'll add that list in there, and there you see I have the whole list in there. Now, if I want to, I can assign gender to the students. I don't do that. I don't split my class up so that there's an even distribution of boys and girls in the class. I teach postgrads, so everybody just joins in together. So you can either balance the gender distribution. Now you'll notice here I have non-specified gender in there, so it'll just split the class up, but I clear that. And let's say I've got 22 students in there, and I want to break them into 4 groups. So I'll go ahead and break them into 4 groups, and now I've got my 4 teams randomly picked. I didn't do anything in order to change those teams. They've all been randomly picked, and I can download the comma-separated values and share that with my class. If I go back up to the tools for the picker tool here, some of the other tools, a very simple tool is a yes-no generator. So I can do a yes-no, just boom, just spin it, and it'll do a yes-no. And I can do a yes-no maybe. Yes-no maybe, I can randomly spin it. So that's just a simple generator there, sort of a coin toss. You can either land heads, tails, or right on the middle. That's the maybe. And if I go in here to the tools, this is a handy one just for numerical values. So if I have to choose a number between 1 and 45, I can go in here and I can just spin underneath here. It'll generate a number between 1 and 45. And so I got 45. And you can see there's some tool settings in here where I can do speed level, so I can spin it faster, how long it spins, So that's kind of handy too if you want to go a little bit quicker, especially with the number generator. You might want to be a bit quicker on that. So those are some of the tools. Now, also you can go here and embed it into your website. So you can embed it using HTML code. You can embed it into your online course. Also, you can buy them a coffee. And that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to get myself a coffee. I'm going to buy them a coffee. And I'm going to say goodbye to you. So if you want to watch more of my videos, they're up here. Please hit like if this was useful, a little simple tool for you. And subscribe if you want some more simple tools and some more complex tools. You can also log in, by the way, and it'll retain some of that information that you had in there. Thanks for watching. Take care.